They say family is forever. But mine? Mine treated me like a mistake they regretted having. I was never the favorite. I was the filler child. The quiet one. The doormat they wiped their ego on. My sister, Eleanor. She was the princess. The golden daughter. The trophy they polished and paraded. And me? I was the dust they pretended didn't exist. Everything changed the night of my father's birthday dinner. The night my family killed whatever softness I had left inside me. It wasn't just a dinner. It was a celebration of wealth, power, status. Relatives, business partners, cameras. A show. My sister stood up, glass in hand. Fake smile. Fake tears. Real venom. Let's toast to success. She looked at me. Some of us will never know that word. Laughter. Eyes turned. I felt small, like I didn't belong in my own life. I whispered, I applied to college in New York. I got in. Silence. Then, the sound of skin cracking. She slapped me. In front of everyone. A burning humiliation I still feel sometimes. Get out of my sight. She sneered, actually, get out of my house. And my parents? They watched. Cold. Silent. Complicit. Like they had been waiting for the moment to erase me. I walked out with nothing. Not even shoes. Just tears, bruises, and a broken version of myself. That night the world didn't fall apart. I did. And when you fall that hard, you don't get back up the same person. That's the night the old Madison died. And the new one opened her eyes. I didn't go back. Not for clothes. Not for photos. Not even for the childhood memories I once begged to keep. I left everything behind. Including the version of me that begged for crumbs of love. The world didn't welcome me with open arms. I slept in cheap hostels. Ate instant noodles for weeks. Walked miles to job interviews because I couldn't afford bus fare. But pain is a brutal trainer. And I trained every single day. I worked 2 jobs. Learned business from YouTube. Read books in libraries because I couldn't buy them. And slowly, painfully, I started building something. First $50. Then $500. Then $5,000. Every time I felt tired, I remembered that slap. That shove. That cold silence from the 2 people who were supposed to protect me. And I kept going. 2 years later, I stood in front of a building with my company's name on it. Not a rented office. Mine. Bought with my blood, sweat, and broken heart. Reporters called me a self-made founder. A woman who rose from nothing. But truth is, I didn't rise from nothing. I rose from betrayal. Then one day, my phone buzzed. A number I hadn't saved. But could never forget. Hello? I answered, calm, composed. A shaky voice whispered. Sweetie, it's Mom. Your dad lost his job, your sister's marriage is in trouble, we're struggling. Can you help us? I smiled softly. Funny how life works. They threw me out to survive alone. Now they were drowning. What happened to get out of my house? I asked. Silence. Then crying. Begging. Desperation. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I wasn't the weak girl they threw out. I simply said 3 words. I'm busy now. And hung up. Revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet success. Sometimes it's peace. Sometimes it's simply not going back. If someone destroys your roots, grow without them. And let your success be the storm they never saw coming. 3 months passed after that phone call. Silence from them. Peace for me. Then one ordinary Monday, my receptionist rushed in. "Ma'am, there are 3 people downstairs asking to see you. They say they're your family." Family. Funny word. I walked to the lobby. There they stood. The same people who once looked at me like I was worthless. Mom, eyes swollen from crying. Dad, thinner, defeated. Sister, makeup smeared, clutching a cracked phone like a lifeline. The moment my sister saw me, she forced a smile. "You look successful. We're proud of you." Proud? They didn't applaud my success. They feared their failure. I said nothing. Just looked at them. Mom finally spoke. "We made mistakes. We thought tough love would help you grow. We were wrong." Tough love? No. It was rejection. Cruelty disguised as parenting. Dad stepped forward. "We lost the house, your sister's husband left, we have nowhere to go. Can we stay with you?" The same people who kicked me out like trash now wanted shelter under the roof success built for me. My team watched. Phones recording. Everyone knowing exactly who they were. I breathed in. Slow. Calm. Powerful. I begged for a home once. You didn't listen. Mom sobbed, "Please. We have nothing." I looked at them one last time. You didn't lose everything. You lost me. And that was your real mistake. My sister snapped. "So you think you're better than us now?" I smiled slowly. "No. I am better than the person I used to be. And that's enough." I turned to security. "Escort them out. Gently. They're strangers." Strangers. A word that cut deeper than anger ever could. They walked away, broken. And I didn't feel guilt. Not even for a second. Because healing doesn't always look like forgiveness. Sometimes it looks like closure. Narrator voice. They threw her out. Now she owns doors they can't walk through. They left my office that day. Broken faces, shaking voices, heavy feet. But people like them don't change. They plot. 2 weeks later. I woke up to chaos. My inbox flooded. Board members calling. News alerts buzzing. Headline after headline. Businesswoman accused of abandoning her parents. Self-made millionaire refuses to help family in need. Ungrateful daughter humiliates struggling parents. Videos. Posts. Crocodile tear interviews they gave. They lied. They told the world they supported me, paid for everything, loved me. And I betrayed them. Sympathy comments. Judgment. Hate messages pouring in. Monster. Heartless girl. Money changed her. The world didn't know. They never saw me sleeping in bus stations. They never saw me bleeding, crying, begging for love. I didn't cry. Not this time. I called my PR head. Tell every reporter to wait. No statements yet. Revenge isn't loud. Revenge is precise. I spent the next week collecting proof. Photos of bruises. Voice recordings. Texts where they told me I was worthless. CCTV from the night they threw me out. Landlord statements. Hospital reports. Old messages begging them for help. Screenshots of every insult. Truth is a weapon. But only when timed right. Then I made one post. Just one. A video of me. Sitting in silence. No anger. No shouting. Just facts. Footage of me being kicked out. Audio of them laughing at me crying. Receipts. Evidence. Truth. I didn't insult them. I didn't even mention their names. Caption. They didn't break me. They trained me. The internet flipped. Silence turned into storm. Comments now. She's a survivor. They used her. She owes them nothing. Proud of you, girl. Brands backed me. Celebrities shared my story. Thousands messaged me. You told our story too. My parents? Their sympathy vanished. Their fake tears dried. People realized. Monsters don't always have scales and teeth. Sometimes they have last names that match yours. My lawyer sent them a final message. Defamation lawsuit ready. Public harassment documented. Leave her alone. They didn't respond. Silence, sweeter than revenge. Narrator tone. They ruined her name once. She built a name they couldn't touch. And when they attacked again, she destroyed the lie, not them. Because real revenge isn't hurting them. Real revenge is showing the world who they truly are. The storm finally slowed. People moved on to the next headline. But my parents didn't move on. They panicked. They tried to rebuild their reputation. The same reputation they destroyed for me when I was 16. Fake apologies to the world. Not to me. A journalist called me. They're saying they miss you. Miss me? They didn't miss me. They missed the power they had over me. Then one day, my doorbell rang. I checked the camera. Them. Holding flowers. Fake smiles stretching over old habits. My assistant whispered. Ma'am, do you want me to send them away? I said, let them wait. I finished my tea. Finished answering emails. Finished a call with a partner in London. Then I walked to the door. Every step reminding me of every cold night. Every insult. Every time they laughed at my dreams. They looked at me like strangers desperate for shelter. Beta, we are sorry. Sorry? They were sorry because the world saw their real faces. Not because they felt my pain. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't break. I smiled. Soft. Calm. The kind of calm that scares people who expect chaos. Sit. They sat. Nervous. Small. Exactly how I once sat in front of them. Scared, invisible, forgotten. Why are you here? I asked. My mom's voice cracked. We want our daughter back. I leaned forward. You never had a daughter. You had a punching bag. A servant. A burden. My dad tried to speak. I stopped him with one sentence. When I needed you, you laughed. Today you need me, and I don't feel anything. Their eyes dropped. No pride left. No control. Nothing. You don't get to walk back into a life you threw me out of. A tear rolled down my mother's cheek. But I had cried enough for a lifetime. Now it was their turn. I stood up. There is no hate in me. Just distance. And distance is forever. My security walked them to the gate. They kept turning back. Waiting for me to stop them. To say come back. To break like before. I didn't. The door closed. Not behind them. Behind my past. Silence again. But this time, it felt like peace. I finally understood. Forgiveness isn't letting someone return. Forgiveness is letting yourself move forward. Narrator tone. She didn't fight. She didn't shout. She simply lived in a place where they could never hurt her again. Because sometimes the strongest revenge is not revenge. It's closure on your terms. Years passed. My name grew. My company expanded into 3 continents. Magazines. Stages. Investors calling me, not the other way around. But the real win? Silence inside my soul. No shaking voice. No flashbacks. No begging for love that never existed. I wasn't running from my past anymore. I was building my future on my own terms. One evening, I was invited to speak at a global leadership summit in New York. Thousands in the audience. Live broadcast. Spotlights brighter than any moment I imagined as a little girl crying in a dark room. I walked on stage. Not as the girl they tried to break. Not as the daughter they threw away. But as a woman who rebuilt herself from ashes they created. Cameras on me. People silent. Waiting. I didn't talk about business first. I talked about survival. When you grow up without love, you have two choices, I said. You either spend your life chasing people who don't care. Or you build a life so full that the people who hurt you don't matter anymore. They listened. Really listened. I wasn't born strong. I was pushed. Forced. Molded by cruelty into steel. I paused. Looked directly into the lens. Like I was speaking to my past. If your family broke you, you can heal. If they doubted you, let your success answer. If they abandoned you, remember, sometimes God removes people to make space for greatness. The crowd stood. Clapped. Not for what I achieved. But for what I survived. When I stepped off stage, a young girl hugged me. I thought I was alone, she whispered. You just saved me. And in that moment, I understood. My story wasn't just mine. It was every broken kid's battle cry. Every silent fighter's hope. Every abandoned heart's resurrection. I didn't win because I got rich. I won because I found myself. And now? I fund shelters for homeless youth. Scholarships for girls with no family support. I mentor survivors. I build what I never had. Pain built me. Purpose drives me. Peace protects me. My parents? They watch from distance. Not with pride. But with realization. They didn't just lose a daughter. They lost the chance to stand beside a legend they accidentally created. Narrator tone. She didn't just rise. She rewrote destiny. Not to prove them wrong. But to prove herself right. Because revenge is temporary. But legacy? Legacy echoes beyond hurt. And she became the voice she once needed. So no girl ever grows up thinking pain is permanent.